Hello Ducks, the FIFA Duck here today with part 2 of my Feyenoord Career Mode. It's not part 1, it's part 2, even though it does say part 1 at the bottom. The first thing we do here, Nabil Bentaleb accepts our transfer request, so we go and offer him some money. And then, as you'll see here in a few seconds, he actually comes back and says yes. So we give him, we actually put him in the team for this game as well, I think. Yes, we do. And here we're just shaking hands with all the Malaga players right now. And nothing else is really happening at the moment. Apart from... here we go, this is our team here. And there's one guy called Basicoglu, and I think that's his name. That's what I'm going to call him. Basicoglu, pardon me, is what his name is going to be. And anyway, here is the first highlight of the game. Botius gets that to Akabar. Akabar passes that back into Wiltshire. Wiltshire then finds Akabar down the wing, who gives it to Botius. Botius gives it to Kane. Kane passes it into El Amidi. El Amidi takes a shot, but it's nicely saved by Idris Kameni. The second chance here, we pass it into Akabar again. Akabar then finds Bentaleb. Bentaleb runs up the wing here and takes the shot. Keep getting mixed up there, but he takes a fake shot, but Sanchez tackles him there before he can actually shoot for real. Bentaleb then passes it into Botius. Akabar doesn't get in the end of that. It's Riscaldini, I think. But Classy then gets in the ball here and takes a shot from outside the box. It gets deflected and just goes over Kameni's head. Next one here, Classy gives it to Kane, who's injured. We decide to sub Kane off in the second half. But either way, Akabar there with his shot, just going wide. The next game we're going to be playing is against Fenerbahce. It says at El Monumental, but it's actually supposed to be at FIFA Duck Stadium. I don't know what's wrong there. So, Horta there gets tackled by Jetro Williams. And Malaga then take the corner. That was basically the only chance that Malaga had in this first half. I don't really like their strip either. They're like black and grey strip. But either way, Vermeer makes a nice save, but Riscaldini gets in the ball again. Riscaldini passes it into Casado. Amrabat then gets the ball, but Duda can't quite get the touch, and away we are. Kane then runs up the wing, but he gets run down the middle, but it gets called for half time. So after that, we've taken Kane off now, and Riscaldini is on the ball. Riscaldini goes back the way, but eventually we tackle him with Boularus. But that actually ends up being a free kick. I don't know why. But Duda's free kick goes well over the bar anyway, so it doesn't really bother us. Next up we have Nabil Bentaleb, who's running down the middle, passes it out to Botius in the wing. Botius then finds Nabil Bentaleb again, who gets that ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Feyenoord at the 67th minute. So I'm really happy that I scored there with Nabil Bentaleb. His first game up with the club. 19 years old, and he's already scored a goal. And I've got to say, it was quite a good goal as well. Left footer into the top corner by Nabil Bentaleb. So that was just it being played twice over there. And his first goal in the Capital One Cup. And his first goal for the team. And once again, Bentaleb gets the ball back, heels it into Akabar. He gets it back now. El Amidi on the ball. El Amidi passes it to Manu. I thought he was in really good space. I don't know why I didn't run on more, but I decided to take the shot outside the box, and that's actually the last highlight of the game. And we are through to the next round of the Capital One Cup, where we are going to be facing Atletico Madrid, who at the moment are first in the Premier League table, which is not going to be very easy for us. So anyway, here we are. We find out that Harry Kane's got a femur concussion and won't be able to play for 7 days. So instead I decided I'll put Kazim Richards on for the team, and here's a squad report very quickly. We see that not many people have been growing. Lampro is one of the only ones. Wiltshire's actually gone down, who's recently left from Dinamo Moscow for £500,000, and he's actually quite a good player as well. He's getting older, so they'll automatically put his rating down the way. I don't know why Jordi Classy felt threatened, because he was like the best rated out outfield player on the team, and he felt threatened for some reason. But Karsdorp, I think, is the only other player that actually did get a rating up at the moment. And basically all the people that we've sold or not put on loan have all actually gone to Dutch clubs, which is quite weird. SC Heerenveen, Willem 2, and then 2 other teams as well. So here we go against Fenerbahce. Martin Tyler and Alan Smith are supposed to be commentating, but I don't put them on. I just have the crowd on in the background, and yep, that's basically all. Here we see that's all the Feyenoord crowd. A ton of Feyenoord players, and Benjamin Mendy gets another start in this game after being poor in his last game, I think, which was the friendly against Shrewsbury Town. Not Shrewsbury Town. Oldham Athletic. But nonetheless, here is Galatasaray here, and that must be one of the new players, I'm not sure, but the first chance here comes in 16th minute. Basacoglu, Kazim Richards gets it back, fake shots, and his shot gets saved by their keeper. And if you actually look at it from a different angle, it was a very close shot indeed. Doesn't really look like it from there, but it was quite good. So the next chance here, we get the ball off Raul Morelos. Jetro Willems then finds El Amade, whose shot again gets saved by, I think this is Vulcan, I'm not sure. But here we go, Dirk Kuyt, the former Feyenoord player who is going to be returning in a few months' time, passes the ball to Emenike, and his header just goes over the bar. And the next shot here, we wait until the player's back up. Mendy then passes it to El Amade. Basacoglu goes down the wing. Fake shots again. Pass it to Kazim Richards. His diving header makes it 1-0. Hold on a second. So we go 1-0. That was just me closing the door there. I think somebody came in the house. I don't know. I don't recognise their voice though, which is a bit strange. But nonetheless, Kazim Richards, good diving header there, makes it 1-0. Colin Kazim Richards. That's his first goal for the team as well. And as you see, I actually did the game saved that as a good goal. Next up, Alper Rotek. Tier takes a shot, but that's called for offside. So here I think I'm passing the ball straight to Jetro Willems, but it goes to Emenike, who takes a shot outside the box and scores the goal. Very sloppy, but oh well. Nonetheless, here is the most stupid celebration. Yeah, I was talking about where computers just do really stupid celebrations. He just runs in and out of the net about 3 times. And that really annoyed me. I should have gone back into my net, but instead I tried to run out and get the ball off him. But Emenike had time to compose himself and take the shot. So Emmanuel Emenike scores a goal in the 61st minute to make it Feyenoord 1, Fenerbahce 1. Now here we tackle Kaya quite badly there with Van Beek. So they get a free kick. And we find out here that Nabil Bentaleb and Nick Immels actually comes on for El Amade and somebody else. And then their free kick wasn't really that good. They actually kick it out again, and I was hoping not to make the same mistake, but I do. I give it to Toppers here, and Van Beek tackles him. He gives it back to Toppers, who almost scores, but Vermeer makes a good save. So it was actually really sloppy play by me in this game, and I was really happy that didn't go in. Nonetheless, next pass here, Benjamin Mendy finds Nabil Bentaleb. Bentaleb then finds Botius. Botius gets the ball into Tunstra. Tunstra finds Kazim Richards. Can Kazim Richards score? No. So it does actually end up 1-0, but I think there's that's the last chance of the game. I like that wee bit at the beginning there, the Feyenoord badge, but I was really annoyed that it was 1-0 after that very bad pass, and there was a shot again. It was really close actually, but it was a good save by their keeper. So it ends up 1 each. And the next team we actually go against is Sporting Lisbon. Even though Kazim Richards is now in form, I decided I'd put him on the bench instead of Akaba, because I'm liking Harry Kane better at the moment. Harry Kane's been better than Kazim Richards, and this is the team here. So we put Matthijsen back on, and we put Boularus back on instead of Mendy. And that's all the changes we make to the team, I think. We keep on Bakachoglu. Just now, I'll see what his first name is, and that's what I'll be calling him in the next part. Here we have the game against Sporting now. The only player that I recognise from Sporting is Nani, and he's only on loan there for a season. But we're playing at the Waldstadion today, which sounds more like a German name, but I guess that's the one that fits Sporting Lisbon the most. It's not their actual official stadium though, because FIFA for some reason doesn't have official stadiums. So here we go, Classy passes the ball. No, then Carvalho's in the ball. Oh, that's William Carvalho, is it not? I think that is. Oh. And here we go now. Nani is on the edge of the box here. Takes a shot, but it just goes over the bar. Next up, we've got Kane now. Runs by all those players, but he gets tackled by Fakobo. So he passes it to Bentaleb, gets it to Classy, and Classy tries a cheeky shot. I didn't mean that, but either way, the shot goes wide of the post, so there's nothing I can do about it. Basicoglu then gets it to Botius. Botius fake shots and waits for Lopez to try and tackle him. Then he goes back round, passes it into Basicoglu, but he can't quite score a goal. In the second half, we get the ball to Botius, and he straight away shoots from halfway line and almost hits the crossbar, but not quite. If it hit the crossbar, we could have had another chance to run in. But nonetheless, Kane now comes running up, and a cheeky goal from Kane. So he showed the other guy how it's done, and that made it Sporting Lisbon 0, Feyenoord 1 after 51 minutes and 20 seconds. And that's the reason I put on Kane instead of Kazim Richards. Because great shot by Kane there to make it 1-0. Cheeky, but good. So after it was 1-0, Jefferson then finds the ball for Sporting Lisbon. Again goes to Joaquin, but it's easily hit away. Bentaleb does a nice pass to the guy there, and you see the game actually paused. I paused it to fix the team, and that was to actually take off Bentaleb after that really nice pass, because he was getting tired. But nonetheless, Basicoglu, can Basicoglu find the second goal? Nope, but he can pass it to Kane, who can hit it off for Kobo and win the corner. But nothing does actually happen from this corner. We pass it to Kane, goes to Kazim Richards. Immers then shoots, but it's a good save. So nothing much happened, and it actually says Rui Patricio there, I think, was our goalkeeper. But that was the second game, and I'm glad we won that game and didn't muck it up like we did against Fenerbahce. So Sporting Lisbon 0, Feyenoord 1, and that was the end of that game. We only gave them 2 shots in that game. So they were quite a weak team in the end. So here we see that Fenerbahce drew with Ajax, Schalke lost to Bilbao, Fiorentina beat Club Brugge, and we then go and sign Jairo Riedewald. Well, we try and sign him anyway. We don't want 300. We don't want to give him 300 million. We want to give him 390,000. But because he's a left back, we go in for Echeverria. We know he's going to be the worst player on the team, and we probably won't ever play him that much. But nonetheless, we go in for 390,000 for him as well. I would prefer to get a right back than a left back, because we've already got 2 good young left backs. And Bilbao says it's unacceptable for 390,000. So we go for 390,900. And as you'll see in a second, they actually accept that. And we offer Echeverria £4,000 a week. We offer him the role of squad rotation player, and he goes and accepts that contract offer. So we accept that as well. And Echeverria is the last signing we will make on that transfer window for Feyenoord. So the last game is against Olympiacos at FIFA Duck Stadium. Match commentary not by Martin Tyle and Alan Smith, but by FIFA Duck. And here we're just shaking the hands. The UNICEF guy there for Olympiacos. Olympiacos are sponsored by UNICEF, clearly. But Kane runs down here, gives it to Basicoglu. Basicoglu, another fake shot, runs in but can't quite score a goal. So Basicoglu does lots of fake shots but never actually does a proper good shot. Bentaleb's shot there from a 43-yard free kick is easily saved by Roberto. Now we get the ball to Classy. Classy's shot, that did look like it hit off their player there with his name appearing, but it didn't, and it went out for a goal kick. Next up, we get a free kick because Kane was getting pulled up. So Classy gets the ball from Bentaleb and his shot gets deflected. And there's nothing that we could really done about that. Next up, Guy Nellis tries to get it to Mitroglou, but it goes nowhere near him. Instead, it goes to Wilshere, who does a great pass to Botius. Batias then passes it to Bentaleb, whose shot goes wide of the post. I'm going to call him Batias, I think, from now on. Kane passes the ball to Bentaleb in the 56th minute, and Bentaleb just kind of lost. There's nothing I knew what to do there. And Digbia get the ball off me, I think. Here we see that Kostas Giannoulis gets a yellow card, but I didn't actually update that because at the time I was downstairs getting a Dr. Pepper, because Dr. Pepper is the best. In the 67th minute though, Bentaleb gets the ball, passes it into Kane. Kane then gets it to Willems. Willems goes round the guy, tries to take a shot, but falls. But he passes it to Batias nonetheless after, who gets taken down in the box for a very easy decision. Makes it a penalty. See, his shot was getting tugged, and he goes to take the shot, but he falls over instead. So we don't actually take the shot with Batias, so we change it to Wilshere because he's the best penalty kick taker on this team with 77 penalties, I think. So he kind of hits it down the middle, kind of to the left, but nonetheless he celebrates because Feyenoord 1, Olympiacos 0 is the score. And that might be one of the only goals for our number 2 this season, as he is a defender after all. But if we do get any penalties, and he is still the best penalty taker at the time, we will definitely be using him to take the penalties. So nice goal there by Luke Wilshere to make it 1-0. Now in the 80th minute, Milicevic gets the ball, passes it to Botia. Desai then gets the ball. Desai runs in, but Belarus easily tackles him, but gives it straight back to him, and that was almost a goal. But now we see, here we go, we switch to all-out attack for Bentaleb, but he can't quite run by anybody, so Mitroglou then tries to hit it into Bataya, but Wilshere makes the tackle. El Amadi loses the ball, Faison gets it back, passes it to Classy, who then gives the ball to Kane, and all Kane has to do is beat Siovis and Leandro Salino. And once he does that, he takes a shot and he scores in the 90th minute to secure the win for Feyenoord. And that makes it Feyenoord 1, Olympiacos 0. And the final things that we do in this is we see that it's transfer deadline day. And, well, in a minute you'll see it's transfer deadline day. But first of all, here's the tables. Atletico Madrid are first, and in their league, in our league, who's it that are first? I don't know, because stupidly I kind of just done escape from full screen, so I can't see what's happening anymore, so this might be a bit awkward. But Rayo Vallecano are first in their league. In Football League 1, it's somebody else, and in our league it's Marseille. But nonetheless, that was all we do for this episode. You'll probably just see me put up the tables right now, I don't know. But all I'm going to say is thank you for watching and goodbye. And if you are going to be watching any more of this, you'll just see what's going to be happening. So yeah, goodbye.